Yes. Are you trapped in an endless cycle of seeking validation, where your self-worth hinges on the opinions of others? The truth is that true success lies not in what others think, but in the quiet confidence of knowing your inherent value. As you journey through unaffected success, stop needing approval to achieve your dreams, you'll uncover the profound strength that comes from liberation, freeing yourself from the shackles of external approval. Each lesson is a stepping stone toward a life defined by your own standards, allowing you to embrace your uniqueness with unabashed courage. Unaffected Success: Stop Needing Approval to Achieve Your Dreams, written and published by Silent Validity. Lesson 1. Break free from approval seeking. Imagine a life unencumbered by the relentless pursuit of validation, where each decision you make resonates with your true self rather than the expectations imposed by those around you. For many, the drive for approval stems from deep-seated psychological and emotional roots that intertwine with our sense of identity. In a world increasingly shaped by social media and external judgments, it's easy to see how the need for validation becomes both a powerful motivator and a debilitating constraint. At its core, the yearning for approval is often rooted in our developmental experiences. From childhood, many of us are conditioned to seek praise and recognition from parents, teachers, and peers. When approval is given, it reinforces our self-esteem and fosters a sense of belonging. However, this pattern can cultivate a dependency where we unconsciously tie our self-worth to the reactions of others. The more we seek validation, the more we risk losing touch with our true desires and beliefs. It's as if we relinquish our inner compass, navigating instead by the shifting winds of external opinions. Consider a professional scenario. A talented artist who modifies their work constantly based on feedback from critics or social media followers. Each piece, originally a reflection of their unique vision, evolves into a calculated endeavor designed to elicit praise. Over time, the artist may find that their authentic voice becomes muted, replaced by a hollow echo of what they believe is acceptable. This isn't just an artistic dilemma. It's a profound loss of self that many face in various aspects of life, be it in relationships, workplace dynamics, or social situations. Another poignant example lies within the realm of parenting. A parent, eager to instill a sense of achievement in their child, may focus intently on accolades and recognition, inadvertently teaching their child that worth is derived from external validation. As the child grows, they may stumble through life seeking constant affirmation from friends, colleagues, and society at large, tethered by an unshakable need for acceptance. This cycle perpetuates a cycle of dependence, drowning out the innate value that resides within each individual. The emotional toll of approval seeking can be substantial. Anxiety often breeds in the mind of those who constantly anticipate judgment or criticism. Imagine waking each morning with the fear that your choices will not measure up to the expectations of others. This mental burden can lead to indecision, self-doubt, and ultimately, dissatisfaction. The relief found in momentary validation is fleeting and can leave behind a lingering emptiness. A reminder that the fleeting praise of others is not a foundation strong enough to support a fulfilling life. To break free from this cycle, one must first recognize the hold validation has on them. It begins with awareness, acknowledging the times when you instinctively alter your words or actions to meet the approval of others. From that awareness, the journey to reclaim your intrinsic worth can begin. In this process, you will learn to trust yourself, reaffirm your beliefs, and derive confidence from within. Breaking away from the need for external validation isn't merely a self-help platitude. It's an empowering decision to honor your true self. By confronting these deep-seated patterns, you can embark on the liberating journey towards genuine self-acceptance, a path lined with authentic achievements and the peace of mind that comes from knowing your worth is inherent, not contingent, on the fleeting opinions of others. To begin breaking free from the chains of approval-seeking behavior, it's essential to cultivate awareness about your patterns and triggers. Start by keeping a journal where you document instances in which you felt compelled to seek validation, whether it was by altering your opinions in a conversation, over-apologizing, or continuously seeking reassurance from others. This practice not only heightens your awareness, but also offers valuable insights into your habits. By observing these moments, you can begin to identify recurring situations that provoke this desire for approval, empowering you to address them more effectively over time. A pivotal mindset shift involves reframing how you view yourself and your decisions. Instead of gauging your worth through the eyes of others, cultivate the perspective that your value is inherent and cannot be dictated by external factors. For instance, when facing a decision, be it personal or professional, ask yourself, what do I truly want, rather than, what will others think? This simple yet profound shift in questioning can lead you to more authentic choices that resonate with your true desires. Psychological research supports this by demonstrating that individuals who prioritize self-acceptance report higher levels of well-being and self-esteem. Learning to accept and appreciate your individuality is vital in this journey. Actionable exercises can also be integrated into your daily life to strengthen your resolve against seeking approval. Challenge yourself to engage in small acts of defiance against your approval-seeking tendencies. For example, try sharing a unique opinion in a discussion, regardless of how it might be received. Instead of asking for validation after sharing your thoughts, hold firm to your perspective and observe the reactions without judgment. This practice positions you to build resilience and celebrate your authentic self, allowing you to experience the satisfaction that comes from staying true to your convictions. In addition, consider the use of affirmations as a strategy to combat self-doubt. Craft personalized affirmations that resonate with your core beliefs. Phrases such as, "I am enough," or "My worth is not defined by others," can serve as powerful reminders of your intrinsic value. Repeat these affirmations daily, especially in moments of self-doubt, to bolster your confidence and reduce the grip of external validation. Real-life case studies illustrate the transformative power of these strategies. Take, for example, a professional who struggled with constant approval seeking from their peers. By gradually acknowledging their fear of rejection, journaling their emotions, and setting boundaries against excessive feedback, they transformed their approach to work. They learned to trust their instincts and found renewed motivation in their projects, ultimately achieving a greater sense of fulfillment and success without the feedback loop of validation. Their story exemplifies the strength found in self-acceptance and provides proof of the impact these strategies can have on one's life. As you continue this journey, remember that each step away from approval seeking brings you closer to your authentic self. Prepare yourself for the next lesson, where we will delve into recognizing your worth without the crutch of validation. This shift is fundamental, affording you the freedom to appreciate and embrace who you are at your core. As you reflect on today's insights, consider how they resonate with your personal experiences and growth. Stay engaged, share your thoughts, questions, or breakthroughs as learning thrives in community. Lesson 2. Recognize your worth without validation. What if the key to unlocking your fullest potential lies not in the opinions of others, but within your own understanding of self-worth? In an age dominated by social media facades and the relentless pursuit of external approval, the ability to recognize your inherent value becomes a rare yet vital skill. This lesson invites you to explore the psychological and emotional dimensions of seeking validation, uncovering the hidden truths that have kept so many in a cycle of dependence. At the heart of the quest for validation is a fundamental human desire: connection. We are social creatures, born to form bonds and communities, and it's natural to yearn for acceptance from those around us. However, this very instinct can morph into an unhealthy dependency that overshadows our sense of self. Psychological research suggests that when our self-worth hinges on others' approval, we inadvertently relinquish our power. As soon as the validation we seek is not received or is fleeting, doubt seeps in, leaving us feeling inadequate and unworthy. This pattern often leads to anxiety, as each interaction becomes a minefield of potential rejection. Imagine a colleague who constantly seeks recognition at work, often asking for feedback after every presentation. While seeking constructive criticism can be beneficial, this individual tends to shy away from making significant decisions without first gathering multiple opinions from peers. The need for approval inhibits their ability to trust their own judgment and diminishes their confidence over time. Instead of presenting their authentic ideas fearlessly, they become entangled in a web of uncertainty, worried about how their contributions might be perceived. Another relatable scenario is seen in friendships, where one person consistently prioritizes the feelings and opinions of others over their own. Picture someone who always agrees with group decisions, never voicing their own wishes for fear of disapproval. While this may create a semblance of harmony, the individual often experiences resentment and disillusionment due to an inability to value their own preferences. This behavior not only undermines their self-esteem, but also compromises the authenticity of the relationships they hold dear. The emotional implications of seeking validation are profound. Living for the approval of others creates a cycle of self-doubt and fear that leaves individuals feeling perpetually dissatisfied. Even when an individual receives positive feedback, the euphoria is often short-lived, replaced by an anxiety that new approval must be constantly sought. The inability to recognize one's worth from within can lead to burnout and emotional fatigue, robbing you of the joy that comes from authentic self-acceptance. The journey to recognizing your worth without relying on the validation of others begins with introspection. One must confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and acknowledge that their value is unshaken by external opinions. It's about learning to appreciate your unique qualities and understand that your experiences shape your identity. Uncovering this hidden truth entails the courage to embark on a path of self-reflection and self-acceptance, which, while challenging, leads to profound personal growth and authenticity. As you begin to internalize the lessons of self-worth, consider how each interaction and decision reflects your unique self. This understanding lays the groundwork for future exploration into building genuine self-esteem beyond the need for external validation, empowering you to embrace your individuality wholeheartedly. The next lesson will guide you in overcoming the fear of judgment and rejection, an essential step on your journey to self-acceptance. Prepare to delve deeper, for the road ahead is one of profound revelation and liberation. To effectively recognize and stop the behavior of seeking validation, the first step is to cultivate a heightened sense of awareness regarding your thoughts and actions. Begin by keeping a daily log of moments when you feel compelled to seek approval from others. Are there particular people or situations that trigger these feelings? By identifying these patterns, you can take the crucial step toward breaking the cycle of dependence and assess how often you place your self-worth in the hands of others. Mindset shifts play a critical role in this transformation. One fundamental change involves reinterpreting the role of failure and criticism in your life. Rather than viewing them as definitive judgments of your worth, consider them as opportunities for growth and learning. This perspective aligns with psychological research that highlights how individuals who embrace a growth mindset tend to be more resilient. When you accept that failure is an integral part of the learning process, your fear of judgment diminishes, allowing you to engage more authentically with the world around you. Integration of practical exercises into your routine will further support this process. Start with a simple yet impactful practice. Each morning, affirm your value silently. Speak statements such as, "I am valued for who I am," or "My opinions matter." Grounding yourself in self-affirmation can help counteract moments of doubt, steadily reinforcing a positive self-image. Another challenging exercise involves stepping back from a situation where you typically seek approval. For example, make a conscious effort to express your thoughts in a meeting or social setting without soliciting feedback afterward. Observe how this feels and note any discomfort that arises. This discomfort is a sign of growth, a signal that you are stepping away from ingrained habits and embracing your authentic self. Real-life case studies illustrate the profound impact these strategies can have. Consider the story of a marketing professional who found herself trapped in approval-seeking behavior. After recognizing her tendency to wait for validation before taking decisive action, she committed to journaling her thoughts and engaging in daily affirmations. Over time, she began vocalizing her ideas in meetings without seeking immediate feedback. As her confidence grew, she discovered that her unique thoughts contributed significantly to successful projects, showcasing the value she consistently underestimated. Psychological findings likewise support these strategies. Research from Stanford University reveals that individuals who derive self-worth from their own achievements and intrinsic qualities tend to display greater overall well-being. Understanding and embracing your inherent value becomes a powerful tool, not just for your personal growth, but also for fostering healthier relationships. As you grow more comfortable with who you are, your interactions will naturally reflect this newfound authenticity. As you journey through this lesson and implement these strategies, remember that recognizing your worth is imperative for creating a fulfilling life. Prepare to navigate the challenges of overcoming fear in the next lesson, where we will explore how to confront the judgment and rejection that often accompany authentic self-expression. Your growth and liberation are within reach. Engage with this process and share your thoughts. Your insights could inspire someone else on their journey to self-acceptance. Consider subscribing for more valuable content as we continue to explore the path toward true empowerment. Lesson 3. Overcome fear of judgment and rejection. What if the very fear that holds you back from taking bold steps is merely a mirage, an illusion crafted by your mind? In a world where external opinions often feel like the currency of validation, the fear of judgment and rejection can paralyze your potential. Understanding these fears is not just a matter of curiosity, it is a critical component of your journey towards self-acceptance and authenticity. When we begin to unravel the psychological and emotional threads that bind us to this fear, we can finally gain the courage to transcend it. At its core, the fear of judgment stems from our innate desire to belong and be accepted. From early childhood, we learn the consequences of being different or unacceptable. These formative experiences, whether subtle or overt, transmit the message that our worth is often linked to the approval of others. Consequently, many develop a hypervigilant awareness to navigate social landscapes, seeking to avoid the sting of criticism or the ache of rejection. Psychologically, this behavior can lead to an ongoing cycle of anxiety. The more we worry about others' opinions, the more we suppress our authentic selves, perpetuating an internal struggle that reinforces our fear. Consider a student who hesitates to voice her opinions in class. She observes the reactions of her peers and preemptively assumes that her contributions will be ridiculed or dismissed. Rather than participating and sharing her unique insights, she languishes in silence, feeling increasingly isolated. As the days go by, this fear becomes more entrenched, leading her to believe that she lacks the intellect or creativity to engage meaningfully with her classmates. This scenario is all too common, reflecting how the fear of judgment can extinguish potential and creativity, leaving individuals stuck in a cycle of self-doubt. Another potent example lies within the workplace. Imagine a talented professional who holds back on innovative ideas during meetings, fearing that team members might deem them impractical or foolish. Instead of bringing fresh perspectives to the table, this individual defers to the majority, allowing valuable insights to fade into obscurity. Over time, this fear not only stifles personal growth, but can also hinder team progress, as creativity and divergent thinking are overshadowed by a reluctance to speak out against perceived criticism. The emotional toll this fear takes is considerable. When you live in constant anticipation of being judged, it fosters a suffocating atmosphere where possibilities are limited and aspirations are sidelined. Research by psychologists reveals that those whose self-esteem is contingent on external validation are more prone to feelings of anxiety and depression. The paradox stands: in attempting to shield ourselves from judgment, we compromise our authenticity and ultimately inflict harm on our well-being. To navigate these treacherous waters, awareness is the first step. Start to recognize moments when fear of judgment silences your voice. Assess the internal dialogue that emerges. Do you find yourself predicting negative outcomes before even stepping forward? By challenging these thoughts, you disrupt the cycle of fear. Embrace the idea that judgment is often a reflection of others' insecurities rather than a true measurement of your worth. The path to overcoming this fear is not an easy one, but each brave step you take diminishes its power. As you unearth the truth behind your fears, you will learn that rejection is a natural part of life, an experience that shapes resilience and growth. In the next lesson, prepare to delve deeper into building unshakable self-confidence, a vital skill that will allow you to bolden your voice without hesitation. Embrace this journey, reflect on your experiences, and remember that the moment you speak your truth is the moment you begin to reclaim your power. To effectively conquer the fear of judgment and rejection, one must first learn to recognize when these feelings begin to creep in. This awareness serves as a crucial starting point in breaking the cycle of avoidance and silence. Begin by monitoring your thoughts and physical responses in social situations. Do you notice an increase in heart rate, sweating, or self-doubt when you consider sharing an opinion? By identifying these physiological cues, you can instill a sense of control during what often feels like an overwhelming experience. Such recognition transforms your fear from an invisible force into a tangible challenge that you can address. Embracing a mindset shift is essential in reprogramming your perceptions. Understand that not all judgments reflect an objective truth about your capabilities or worth. This realization stems from the psychological concept of cognitive distortions, specifically the tendency to catastrophize negative feedback. Make a conscious effort to question the validity of your fears. For instance, if a colleague doesn't respond positively to your idea, remind yourself that their feedback may have nothing to do with your abilities. Challenging these negative thought patterns prevents them from dictating your actions and decisions. It's important to reframe these fears as mere opinions rather than absolute evaluations of your character. Incorporating actionable exercises into your daily life can further dismantle your fear of judgment. Start small by setting challenges for yourself. Engage in conversations with strangers, whether it's someone in line at the grocery store or a colleague you barely know. Practice voicing your thoughts, even if it feels uncomfortable. Each time you speak up, acknowledge this as a victory against fear. Take note of how frequently your worst fears come true. You may find that more often than not, your assumptions about negative feedback are unfounded, reinforcing your ability to engage confidently with others. Consider the case of a public speaker who struggled with anxiety every time he faced an audience. He documented each speaking engagement, noting his feelings before, during, and after the speeches. Over time, he realized that while he often predicted disastrous outcomes, the actual feedback he received was markedly positive. By shifting his focus from fear to preparation and embracing each experience as an opportunity for growth, he gained not only confidence but also a newfound joy in public speaking. His story serves as a testament to how confronting fear head-on leads to significant personal transformation. Psychological research supports these strategies, highlighting that exposure to feared situations gradually diminishes anxiety. This process, known as desensitization, involves repeatedly facing the very fears that paralyze you, leading to increased confidence over time. By reframing your relationship with rejection as a natural part of life's landscape, you create an internal narrative that empowers you to step beyond boundaries that once felt insurmountable. As you continue to implement these strategies, know that the journey toward overcoming your fear of judgment and rejection is ongoing. In the next lesson, we will explore how to build unshakable self-confidence, equipping you with the tools necessary to silence that inner critic once and for all. Embrace this opportunity for growth. Your story matters. Engage with your experiences, and consider sharing your insights or thoughts. Your reflections could be the spark that ignites someone else's journey. Remember to subscribe for more empowering content as we delve deeper into the transformative process ahead. Lesson 4. Build unshakable self-confidence. What if the key to unlocking the potential you've always dreamed of lies within a self-belief so profound that no external approval can sway it? Cultivating unshakable self-confidence requires peeling back layers of self-doubt and external expectations that often cloud our perception of our own worth. This lesson delves deep into the psychological and emotional underpinnings of self-confidence, revealing the truths that can free you from the chains of societal validation. At the heart of self-confidence is the understanding that self-worth is intrinsic, not contingent upon external accolades or feedback. Yet, many individuals toil under the misapprehension that their value is defined by others' opinions or by immediate success. The constant comparison with peers fosters a cycle of inadequacy, where one begins to measure their achievements against the benchmarks of those around them. Psychological studies illustrate that this kind of external validation creates an unstable self-image, as it is prone to fluctuations based on external circumstances. When we derive confidence from the approval of others, we unwittingly place our emotional well-being in the hands of a world that is often critical and unpredictable. Consider the story of a promising athlete who fell victim to the tyranny of comparison. Initially confident in her abilities, she began to spiral into self-doubt after witnessing the achievements of her peers. Each time she competed, she felt the weight of expectation, not only from herself, but also from coaches and parents who inadvertently reinforced the idea that her value lay solely in winning. Rather than enjoying the sport, she became paralyzed by the fear of falling short, convinced that her worth was tied to her performance. Through this lens, it's clear how external pressures can erode confidence and leave an individual feeling insignificant. In the workplace, self-confidence similarly erodes when employees measure themselves against those who seem to excel effortlessly. Imagine a talented project manager who routinely undermines her accomplishments, believing she won't be viewed as competent unless she continuously seeks validation from her superiors. The need for both acknowledgement and reassurance can stymie her ability to assert herself in meetings and make bold decisions. Rather than contributing her innovative ideas, she becomes a passive participant, further reinforcing the notion that her contributions are not valuable unless validated by others. The emotional ramifications of such dependency on validation are severe. A lack of self-confidence can lead to heightened levels of anxiety and even depression, as individuals grapple with feelings of worthlessness when external affirmations are absent. The more you rely on outside opinions for self-esteem, the more susceptible you become to emotional turmoil, creating a cycle that is challenging to escape. Recognizing this toxic pattern is the first step toward cultivating a robust sense of self-confidence that is rooted in self-acceptance rather than external validation. As we embark on the journey of building unshakable self-confidence, it is critical to confront these ingrained beliefs. Acknowledging the truth that your worth is not dictated by comparison or competition allows for a transformational mindset shift. By reframing your narrative to emphasize that success and value are measured internally, you can break free from the confines of judgment and become the architect of your own self-esteem. Understanding that you are enough, despite imperfections and setbacks, is the cornerstone of true self-confidence, allowing you to navigate the complexities of life with grace and assurance. In the next lesson, we will explore strategies to help you trust yourself and own your choices, further solidifying the foundation of self-confidence that you are building. Embrace this path and remember that in sharing your journey, you contribute to the empowerment of others. Consider expressing your thoughts on this lesson. Your reflections could pave the way for someone else to embark on their confidence journey. To cultivate unshakable self-confidence, the first step involves recognizing the behaviors and thoughts that undermine it. Begin by observing your internal dialogue. Do you frequently engage in self-criticism or second-guess your decisions? Keeping a consciousness journal can illuminate these thoughts, allowing you to become aware of the negative patterns that erode your self-esteem. By acknowledging these tendencies, you take the first crucial step toward dismantling them. Awareness is a powerful tool, empowering you to break the cycle of self-doubt that has been ingrained in your psyche over time. Shifting your mindset is essential for building a steadfast sense of self-confidence. A crucial perspective to adopt is that failure is not a reflection of your worth. Embrace the idea that setbacks are simply stepping stones on the path to success. This concept aligns with psychological research that emphasizes the value of a growth mindset, the belief that abilities and intelligence can develop over time. When you perceive challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles, you free yourself from the confines of comparison and judgment. This shift enables you to internalize the understanding that your efforts are valid, regardless of the outcome, fostering resilience in the face of adversity. Integrating practical exercises into your daily routine can help reinforce these mindset shifts. Consider setting small, achievable goals that encourage you to take risks. For instance, commit to sharing your ideas in team meetings at least once a week, regardless of how you fear they will be received. Reflect on each experience afterward, noting your feelings and the responses of others. More often than not, you will discover that your contributions are valued, bolstering your confidence incrementally. Furthermore, challenge yourself to celebrate small wins. When you accomplish even minor tasks, take a moment to acknowledge your success and reaffirm your worth. This practice encourages a culture of self-affirmation that propels your self-confidence forward. A compelling case study comes from the story of a young entrepreneur who struggled with self-doubt when launching her first venture. Initially, she acted according to what she thought others expected, hesitant to infuse her unique ideas into her business strategy. After recognizing the constraints of her mindset, she adopted a practice of writing down her achievements, regardless of size. By consistently celebrating her successes and confronting her fears during pitch meetings, she began to embrace her individuality and assert her vision. Over time, she transformed her self-doubt into confidence, evolving her business into a thriving enterprise that reflected her true passion. Psychological findings reinforce the efficacy of these strategies, emphasizing the profound impact of both self-affirmation and goal-setting on self-esteem. Research indicates that regularly celebrating achievements increases individuals' confidence levels and resilience. Additionally, cultivating an understanding that confidence builds over time, rather than being innate, empowers you to approach challenges with more assurance. As you embark on your journey to solidifying your self-confidence, remember that it is not merely an internal manifestation. It is a dynamic process that thrives on practice and affirmation. Prepare for the next lesson, where we will explore how to trust yourself and own your choices fully. This exploration will be pivotal in your growth, propelling you further into empowerment and authenticity. Engage with this content, and don't hesitate to share your thoughts or insights. Your contributions can inspire others in their journeys. Consider subscribing for more invaluable lessons as we navigate the path to self-discovery together. Lesson 5. Trust yourself and own your choices. What if the key to a fulfilled life lies in the unwavering belief that your choices are valid, regardless of external influences? To truly trust yourself is to embrace your individuality and cultivate a deep-seated confidence in your decisions. Yet for many, the road to self-trust is fraught with challenges, largely due to the pervasive need for validation from others. Unpacking the psychological and emotional reasons behind this need reveals how it can hinder personal growth and self-acceptance. The quest for approval begins at an early age, often instilled by parents, teachers, and peers who reinforce the idea that acceptance hinges on meeting certain expectations. As children, we learn to modify our behavior to align with those around us, unwittingly laying the groundwork for future insecurities. This early conditioning cultivates the belief that our choices require external validation to be deemed worthy or correct. Psychologically, this creates a damaging loop. The more we look to others for affirmation, the less confidence we build in our inner compass. Over time, this leads to a cycle of second-guessing, where individuals question their decisions, convinced that they must seek approval before acting. Consider the professional who constantly seeks validation from their supervisor before making even minor decisions. Each time a choice is required, they hesitate, turning to colleagues for feedback, even on matters that warrant personal judgment. This habit not only stifles their ability to lead confidently, but also fosters a reliance on others' opinions that can ultimately undermine their effectiveness. Without cultivating trust in their judgment, they become paralyzed by indecision, fearing the possible disapproval of others. In personal relationships, similar patterns can manifest. Imagine someone who seeks constant reassurance from their partner regarding their feelings or choices. Each time they make a decision, they look for reassurance that their choice aligns with what their partner wants, failing to recognize their own agency. The result is a relationship dynamic where one individual feels diminished while the other bears the weight of constant reliance on validation. This pattern often leads to resentment and misunderstandings, as true partnership is supplanted by dependence. The emotional fallout from a lack of self-trust can be profound. Continually seeking approval creates an external locus of control where happiness hinges on the opinions of others. This reality breeds anxiety and fear as individuals become ever more vulnerable to rejection. Research in psychology highlights that a diminished sense of self-trust correlates with increased feelings of inadequacy and emotional distress. The cost of seeking validation is not merely the loss of personal integrity, it can lead to severe psychological turmoil. To begin building trust in yourself, the first step is self-reflection. Set aside time to examine your decision-making process. Ask yourself what values and beliefs underpin your choices. Are they yours, or are they shaped by the expectations of others? Journaling can be a powerful tool in this exploration, allowing you to articulate your thoughts and feelings surrounding important decisions. Over time, this practice fosters a deeper connection to your authentic self. Adopting a mindset of reassurance can dramatically shift your perspective on decision-making. Remind yourself that no decision is final, and that learning occurs through experience. Embrace the idea that mistakes are not failures, but opportunities for growth. As you start to make choices aligned with your values, you'll find confidence blossoming within you. In the next lesson, we will delve into the importance of setting boundaries, which is essential for fostering self-trust and empowerment. By learning to assert your needs, you will take ownership of your choices in ways that respect your individuality. As you move forward, consider sharing your insights and experiences. Your journey could resonate with someone seeking similar empowerment. Engaging with this community can amplify your own growth and support others on their paths. To cultivate a genuine sense of self-trust, it's imperative to first recognize when and how you seek validation from others. Start by paying attention to moments when you hesitate to make decisions, especially those that involve personal values or beliefs. Reflect on your thought patterns during these instances. Do you catch yourself wondering how others would perceive your choices? Keeping a reflective journal can aid in identifying these behaviors. Document situations where you felt the need to seek approval before acting. This practice not only heightens awareness, but also illuminates patterns that can be addressed over time. A crucial mindset shift is recognizing that seeking validation is often rooted in fear. Not just fear of judgment, but fear of the unknown. When you acknowledge this fear, you can begin to reframe it into a source of strength. Understand that imperfection is a natural part of the human experience. Embrace the idea that each choice you make contributes to your growth, regardless of the outcome. Psychological research supports this approach by showing that individuals who view setbacks as learning opportunities are more likely to develop a resilient mindset. By reframing failure, you nurture an internal narrative that allows you to navigate choices with confidence. Actionable exercises can reinforce your ability to trust yourself. Begin with small decisions where you can exercise autonomy. For example, next time you are presented with options, whether it's what to wear, what to order at a restaurant, or how to spend your weekend, make a choice without seeking input from others. Afterward, reflect on how it felt to take ownership of that decision. Consider writing down your thoughts, focusing on whether this autonomy led to satisfaction or a sense of empowerment. Each small affirmation reinforces the belief that you are capable of making sound choices aligned with your values. The case study of a corporate executive who experienced a profound transformation serves as an excellent illustration. Initially plagued by self-doubt and the need for constant feedback from her peers, she realized that seeking validation stymied her effectiveness as a leader. Committed to change, she began setting aside time each week to evaluate her past decisions. Instead of immediately consulting her team, she opted to make decisions and observe the outcomes independently. Over time, she found that she not only became more decisive, but also gained the respect of her colleagues. Empowered, she shifted from seeking approval to fostering a collaborative atmosphere where ideas were boldly shared and creativity flourished. This transformation significantly impacted both her confidence and the productivity of her team. Psychological findings illustrate the importance of establishing a strong internal locus of control, a belief that you are in charge of your decisions. Research underscores that people with a robust internal locus of control tend to experience greater self-esteem and less anxiety. For instance, when you acknowledge that you have the power to influence your path, you gradually weaken the role of external validation in your life, fostering an environment where self-trust can thrive. As you work towards trusting yourself and owning your choices, remember that this journey is ongoing and dynamic. In the next lesson, we will explore the critical practice of setting boundaries, which plays a vital role in reinforcing self-trust and personal integrity. By learning to assert your needs, you will further empower yourself in the decision-making process. Take a moment to reflect on this lesson and know that your insights can inspire others. Engage with our community by sharing your experiences or suggestions. Your voice matters as we journey together toward a life characterized by authenticity and empowerment. Consider subscribing for more enriching content as we continue down this path. Lesson 6. Stop people-pleasing and set boundaries. Imagine a life where your choices and actions are guided by your own desires, free from the incessant need to please others. The quest for validation often manifests as people-pleasing behavior, creating a facade that can leave individuals feeling both unfulfilled and drained. To break free from this cycle, it's essential to understand the psychological and emotional roots of people-pleasing and the profound impact it can have on your well-being and personal integrity. At its core, people-pleasing arises from an intrinsic desire for acceptance and approval. Psychologically, this behavior is often rooted in early experiences where individuals learned that their worth was contingent upon the happiness of those around them. Whether through parental expectations, societal norms, or peer dynamics, many internalize the notion that their value is tied to making others comfortable. This belief can lead to neglecting one's own needs and desires in favor of accommodating others. When you prioritize pleasing others over your well-being, you risk losing sight of your authentic self, falling into the trap of living a life dictated by external expectations. Consider the scenario of a young professional who consistently takes on tasks and responsibilities that are not within her job description, all in an attempt to gain favor with her colleagues and superiors. Despite feeling overwhelmed and unappreciated, she believes that by being highly accommodating, she will secure approval and establish herself as a valuable team member. Unfortunately, this pattern leaves her feeling unfulfilled and resentful. The disconnect between her desires and actions creates emotional turmoil, reinforcing the belief that her worth is contingent upon the satisfaction of others. In personal relationships, the impact of people-pleasing can be similarly damaging. Imagine someone who consistently compromises their own needs to avoid conflict with friends or family. By continually catering to the preferences of others, they suppress their own feelings and desires, resulting in an unbalanced and often toxic partnership. This behavior can lead to a growing sense of frustration and resentment, as the individual feels unappreciated and taken for granted. In essence, the fear of disappointing others fosters a cycle of self-neglect that can erode both self-esteem and emotional health. The emotional toll of people-pleasing is significant. The perpetual urge to gain acceptance often leads to anxiety, stress, and a crippling fear of rejection. Research in psychology highlights that individuals who consistently engage in people-pleasing behaviors report higher levels of emotional exhaustion and lower overall life satisfaction. This reliance on external validation undermines one's sense of agency and autonomy, creating a landscape where self-worth is constantly questioned and compromised. To begin breaking away from people-pleasing tendencies, awareness is essential. Start by identifying moments when you feel compelled to prioritize others' needs over your own. Reflect on your motivations in these situations. Are you acting out of genuine desire to help or driven by a fear of displeasing someone? This critical self-reflection sets the stage for understanding the deeper psychological patterns at play. Embracing the idea of setting boundaries is a pivotal choice on the journey to reclaiming your autonomy. While it may feel uncomfortable to assert your needs in environments where people-pleasing has become the norm, these boundaries are vital for fostering authentic relationships and self-respect. Understand that saying no does not equate to being unkind or selfish. Rather, it is an act of self-care that ultimately benefits all parties involved. As we continue this exploration, the next lesson will guide you in detaching from the opinions of others, helping you to stay focused on your journey toward authenticity and personal empowerment. Consider your experiences with people-pleasing, as they could provide the clarity needed to inspire change. Engaging with your thoughts can create a ripple effect, encouraging others to reflect on their patterns as well. Share your insights and thoughts. Your voice adds value to our shared journey of growth. To effectively break free from people-pleasing behaviors, the first step is to recognize when and how often you prioritize others' needs over your own. Start by conducting a personal audit of your daily interactions. When do you find yourself agreeing to requests or obligations out of a fear of disappointing others? Keeping a detailed journal for a week can help you track moments where you feel compelled to please. Over time, this awareness will illuminate patterns that need addressing, marking a significant step in reclaiming your autonomy and self-esteem. Mindset shifts are essential in your journey to halt people-pleasing behaviors. One crucial perspective to adopt is the understanding that your worth is not contingent on the opinions or satisfaction of others. Realizing that you are entitled to maintain your needs and desires without guilt is empowering. Psychologically, this shift aligns with principles of self-acceptance. Research indicates that individuals who develop a robust sense of internal worth are less likely to engage in people-pleasing behaviors, subsequently enhancing overall life satisfaction. It is vital to internalize that setting boundaries ultimately benefits both you and those around you by fostering healthier and more authentic relationships. Implementing actionable exercises can substantially strengthen your resolve against people-pleasing. Begin with small-scale boundary-setting exercises. For instance, if a friend invites you to an event that you are not enthusiastic about, practice saying no with kindness. A simple statement like, "I appreciate the invite, but I won't be able to make it," is sufficient. Reflect on the outcome and note your feelings afterward. This practice gradually builds your confidence in asserting your needs without fear of rejection. As you become more comfortable saying no in low-stakes situations, the act will become increasingly instinctual in more significant contexts. A relatable case study involves a college student who felt overwhelmed by the pressures of maintaining friendships and academic responsibilities. Initially, she accepted every social invitation, terrified of isolating herself or disappointing her peers. However, she began journaling about her experiences, recognizing that many invitations caused her stress rather than joy. With newfound awareness, she practiced selectively declining invitations, realizing that quality interactions, not quantity, led to genuine connection. As a result, she not only improved her mental well-being, but also nurtured deeper relationships with friends who respected her boundaries. Her transformation highlights the power of intentionally prioritizing one's needs. Psychological research emphasizes the importance of actionable boundary setting. Studies show that individuals who assertively communicate their limits experience lower levels of stress and anxiety. Furthermore, establishing boundaries often leads to greater respect from others, as they learn to recognize and value your needs. By asserting your preferences and desires, you shift the dynamics of your relationships, creating a more reciprocal environment that honors both your autonomy and that of others. As you work towards breaking free from people-pleasing patterns, remember that your ability to set boundaries is a skill that develops over time. In the next lesson, we will explore the critical practice of detaching from the opinions of others, empowering you to stay focused on your journey of authenticity. This will further solidify your personal growth as you learn to prioritize your values over the fleeting validation of others. Take some time to reflect on your experiences with boundary setting. Your thoughts and insights can inspire collective growth. Engage with this community by sharing your experiences, and don't hesitate to subscribe for more content designed to empower you on your journey. Lesson 7. detach from opinions and stay focused. What if the key to your personal liberation lies in disregarding the opinions of others? In a society dominated by social media and constant feedback, the pressure to seek validation can be overwhelming. This lesson focuses on the significance of detaching from others' opinions and the transformative power it can have on your journey toward authenticity and self-acceptance. Understanding the psychological and emotional reasons driving this dependency is essential for anyone eager to reclaim their autonomy. At the heart of human interaction is a deep-seated desire for acceptance. From a psychological standpoint, seeking validation from others often stems from an innate fear of rejection or isolation. This fear is amplified in environments that emphasize comparison and competition, where individual worth is frequently gauged through external applause. Over time, this mindset can develop into a debilitating reliance on the opinions of others, leading to a distorted self-image. When you constantly seek affirmation, you inevitably cede control of your self-worth to external forces. Consider the experience of a young professional navigating the corporate landscape. Initially enthusiastic about her career, she notices that colleagues often compete for praise and recognition from management. To fit in and avoid judgment, she begins to alter her ideas and contributions to align with what she perceives as popular or acceptable. In doing so, her authentic voice becomes muffled, and the fear of negative feedback stifles creativity. The emotional toll of this behavior soon becomes apparent, as her self-doubt flourishes, creating a cycle of anxiety that convinces her that her worth hinges on external validation. Similarly, in personal relationships, the impact of seeking others' approval can be profound. Imagine a person who constantly adapts their opinions and preferences to match those of their friends, believing that dissent will lead to rejection. Over time, this person may find themselves trapped in a web of inauthenticity, unsure of their own beliefs and desires. When one's sense of self becomes entwined with the acceptance of others, it can lead to emotional exhaustion and a deep sense of disconnection from one's true self. The emotional implications of detaching from others' opinions are significant. When you tie your self-worth to external validation, the ups and downs of social dynamics become an emotional roller coaster. Psychologists assert that individuals who remain excessively focused on obtaining approval often experience heightened anxiety, lower self-esteem, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction. The illusion that your value is contingent upon others' opinions is not just misleading, it can also lead to a chronic state of unfulfillment. To begin detaching from the opinions of others, awareness is paramount. Start by observing your reactions to feedback and judgments from those around you. Notice when you feel the urge to seek approval or feel disheartened by criticism. This awareness not only illuminates patterns, but also empowers you to understand that others' perceptions do not define your worth. Recognizing that you are more than the sum of others' opinions fosters a growing sense of self-compassion and acceptance. Adopting a mindset centered on your intrinsic value is crucial in this journey. Embrace the notion that your opinions and perspectives are valid, regardless of their reception. The act of prioritizing your own thoughts and feelings over the perceptions of others cultivates resilience in the face of external judgments. Reflect on your intrinsic motivations and desires. What truly matters to you? This shift in focus empowers you to navigate your path with more clarity and confidence. In the next lesson, we will explore how to embrace authenticity without apology, further solidifying your sense of self in an often judgmental world. Consider reflecting on your experiences with detaching from others' opinions. They may hold valuable insights for your growth. Sharing your journey can inspire others on theirs. Engage with us, and remember to subscribe for more empowering content as we continue this transformative journey together. To effectively detach from the opinions of others, the first crucial step is developing self-awareness regarding your responses to external feedback. Begin monitoring your thoughts and emotions when you receive criticism or praise. Ask yourself, how do these reactions affect your perception of self-worth? A simple but effective way to engage in this reflection is by keeping a daily journal. Record instances where you felt overly influenced by others' opinions and explore how these moments made you feel. This process will create transparency around your habitual patterns and highlight areas where your self-perception may be compromised. Shifting your mindset is essential for forging a path away from the need for external validation. Consider embracing the philosophy that your value is inherent and independent of what others think. This requires unlearning the notion that validation defines your worth. Cognitive behavioral therapy research emphasizes the power of reframing negative thoughts. Instead of approaching feedback with an automatic response of self-critique, aim to adopt a neutral stance. Reflect on the feedback objectively, asking yourself if it aligns with your values and goals. This practice allows you to filter external opinions and discern which elements might be constructive without allowing them to undermine your self-esteem. Implementing practical exercises can significantly reinforce this newfound mindset. Start by practicing positive affirmations that assert your self-worth. Statements such as, "I am enough as I am," or "My thoughts and feelings are valid," can serve as grounding reminders during moments of doubt. Additionally, gradually expose yourself to the discomfort of dissenting opinions. For example, choose a topic you feel passionate about, but typically avoid expressing in group discussions. Share your perspective boldly, regardless of the reactions it may provoke. This exercise will allow you to experience the empowerment that comes from sharing your voice, showcasing your ability to remain anchored in your beliefs despite external pressures. A relevant case study exemplifying these strategies involves an artist who felt held captive by the opinions of art critics. After recognizing that their self-worth depended heavily on external validation, the artist took a step back to reflect and redefine their creative goals. By focusing on self-expression rather than perfection or acceptance, they gradually built confidence in their work. Their art began to thrive uniquely, no longer constrained by the fear of judgment. This transformative shift demonstrates how embracing authenticity can liberate you from the fear of external criticism. Psychological research highlights that individuals with a strong sense of internal validation demonstrate greater resilience to the fluctuations of outside opinions. Understanding that not everyone will appreciate or affirm you can serve as a powerful motivator to embrace your unique qualities. Through this lens, you become less susceptible to the emotional turmoil that accompanies others' scrutiny. As you embark on this journey to detach from opinions, remember that it is an ongoing process that requires patience and perseverance. In the upcoming lesson, we will delve into the importance of embracing authenticity without apology. This practice is vital as it cultivates a sense of security in your identity and reinforces your confidence in voicing your truth. Take the time to reflect on how you engage with others' opinions and consider sharing your experiences. Your thoughts can ignite inspiration for those navigating similar challenges. Join the conversation by commenting on your insights or suggestions, and don't forget to subscribe for more impactful lessons as we continue this transformative journey together. Lesson 8. Embrace authenticity without apology. What if the most liberating choice you can make is to unapologetically embrace your true self? In a world often driven by the pressure to conform and seek validation, the act of being authentically yourself takes immense courage. This lesson will explore the psychological and emotional dimensions of authenticity, revealing the hidden truths that can empower you to live freely and confidently. The desire for authenticity is often entangled with the ingrained urge to seek approval. Many people become conditioned to shape their identities based on societal expectations, fearing that deviation from those norms would yield rejection or criticism. Psychologically, this stems from a fundamental desire for belonging. From childhood, we learn that acceptance is achieved through conformity, leading to a lifetime of molding ourselves to fit within predefined molds. This behavior can create an internal conflict between who we truly are and who we feel we must be to gain love and recognition from others. Consider the example of a college student who is passionate about independent film but has chosen to pursue a business degree because of parental pressure. Throughout her academic journey, she consistently downplays her artistic aspirations, fearing disapproval from her family and peers. While excelling in her studies, she grapples with feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction, as her true passion remains unexpressed. The dissonance between her authentic self and the persona she projects creates emotional strain, ultimately impacting her mental well-being. This scenario highlights how the quest for validation can stifle self-expression and lead to an unfulfilled life. In professional environments, the pressure to conform can be equally stifling. Imagine a talented graphic designer who refrains from sharing their unique perspective in team meetings, opting instead to mirror the ideas presented by colleagues. Their innovative concepts remain hidden, as the fear of being different or facing critique overshadows their creativity. This not only diminishes their potential, but also contributes to a workplace culture where conformity thrives over innovation, ultimately stunting collective growth. The emotional fallout of failing to embrace authenticity manifests in a multitude of ways. The fallout commonly includes feelings of anxiety, low self-esteem, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction with one's life. Research in psychology reveals that individuals who actively suppress their authentic selves often experience emotional distress and decreased overall well-being. The tension created by this internal struggle can lead to burnout and a desire to escape their circumstances, confirming that living authentically is not merely a preference, but a necessity for emotional health. To begin embracing authenticity without apology, you must first cultivate awareness of your authentic self. Start identifying the aspects of your personality, interests, and values that you typically hide or suppress in favor of pleasing others. Reflect on moments when you felt aligned with your true self. This self-reflection serves as a critical starting point in reconnecting with who you genuinely are, beyond societal expectations. Furthermore, practice self-affirmation by asserting your values and beliefs. Engage in conversations where you express your opinions confidently, even if they diverge from the majority. Over time, as you honor your authentic voice, you will cultivate a profound sense of self-acceptance and reduction in anxiety around judgment. In the next lesson, we will delve deeper into developing a strong inner compass, providing you with the tools to navigate life's complexities while staying true to yourself. As you ponder your journey toward authenticity, consider sharing your thoughts on this process. Your insights can encourage others to embark on their own paths. Join the discussion by reflecting on your experiences, and remember to subscribe for more enriching content that empowers your journey of self-discovery. To fully embrace authenticity without apology, a key strategy is to cultivate a heightened awareness of the moments when you feel compelled to conform or hide your true self. Begin by observing your thoughts and behaviors in various social and professional situations. Keep a journal where you can document instances when you suppress your voice, whether through agreeing with others out of fear of disagreement or avoiding discussions about your passions. This self-examination will help you recognize the triggers that prompt you to compromise your authenticity and reveal patterns that need addressing. A crucial mindset shift involves redefining your understanding of acceptance and success. Learn to appreciate that not everyone will resonate with your thoughts and choices, and that's perfectly acceptable. This perspective can be liberating as it lessens the grip of external validation. Cultivating self-compassion is vital. Acknowledge that your worth is not determined by the approval of others. Studies in psychology suggest that individuals who practice self-compassion tend to exhibit greater emotional resilience and happiness. By reframing your self-narrative to recognize your intrinsic value, you pave the way for a more authentic existence. Incorporating actionable exercises can significantly reinforce your desire to be authentic. Start with small, manageable challenges. For example, choose a setting where you typically hold back, such as a meeting at work or a social gathering, and commit to voicing your opinions honestly, even if they diverge from the group's consensus. If your ideas are met with resistance, focus on how it felt to express yourself candidly, rather than on how others reacted. Gradually increase the stakes of these challenges. As you gain confidence in expressing your true self, you will experience a sense of empowerment and liberation. A relevant case study illustrates the importance of embracing authenticity. Take the story of a writer who spent years conforming to conventional genres to appeal to a broader audience. After facing repeated rejections, he decided to explore his genuine literary interests and unique voice. Embracing vulnerability, he began writing stories that resonated deeply with him, even if they didn't align with popular trends. This decision not only led to his eventual success, but also fostered a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced before. By prioritizing authenticity over approval, he shifted from a place of self-doubt to one of creative freedom and genuine connection. Psychological research underscores the benefits of authenticity in personal well-being. Studies reveal that individuals who express their true selves report lower levels of anxiety and depression. They experience a sense of congruence in their lives, leading to improved mental health outcomes. This connection between authenticity and emotional health reinforces the notion that being true to yourself is not just beneficial. It's essential for living a balanced, fulfilling life. As you work towards embodying authenticity without apology, remember that this journey is ongoing. Expect challenges and discomfort along the way, but recognize that each step forward builds a stronger foundation for self-acceptance. In the next lesson, we will explore the development of a strong inner compass, a guide that will empower you to navigate life's complexities while remaining true to yourself. Take time to reflect on your experiences with authenticity, as sharing your insights can inspire others on their journeys. Engage in the discussion by commenting on your journey toward embracing your true self, and consider subscribing for more valuable content as we continue this transformative process together. Lesson 9. Develop a strong inner compass. What if the most profound guidance you could ever seek lies within you? Developing a strong inner compass allows you to navigate life with clarity and confidence, free from the noise of external validation. This lesson highlights the importance of cultivating internal guidance systems, which can empower you to make decisions aligned with your true self, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. The reliance on external validation often stems from deep-seated psychological and emotional conditioning. From an early age, many individuals come to associate their self-worth with the approval of others. This pattern can create a fragmented sense of identity, where personal values and desires become obscured by the perceived expectations of family, peers, and society at large. The innate human desire for acceptance drives this behavior. Consequently, when individuals seek affirmation from outside sources, they often neglect their own instincts and wisdom. Consider the example of a talented musician who, despite their passion for creating original compositions, constantly seeks validation from industry gatekeepers. Their yearning for approval leads them to conform to popular trends and mimic the sounds of successful artists. Although they may achieve fleeting recognition, the musician feels increasingly disconnected from their authentic self. Ultimately, the music becomes a reflection of others' desires rather than their own creativity. This scenario illustrates how the pursuit of external validation can stifle personal expression and lead to dissatisfaction. In professional contexts, similar scenarios unfold. Picture a savvy marketing professional who relies heavily on client feedback for every step of their creative process. While seeking input can be beneficial, an over-reliance on external opinions can create paralysis when it comes to decision-making. The individual finds themselves continuously second-guessing their instincts and unable to assert their expertise. This pattern can result in diminished confidence and a lack of fulfillment in their work, as their unique contributions become overshadowed by the opinions of others. The emotional ramifications of seeking validation externally are significant. When self-worth is contingent upon others' opinions, individuals can experience heightened anxiety, self-doubt, and feelings of inadequacy. Psychological research indicates that this dependency can lead to a chronic state of emotional instability. In contrast, individuals who develop a strong inner compass tend to exhibit increased resilience and well-being, as their self-esteem is rooted in internal validation rather than external approval. To begin fostering a strong inner compass, cultivate self-reflection practices that allow you to explore your values, passions, and goals. Start by identifying what truly matters to you, what sparks joy, curiosity, and a sense of purpose in your life. Engaging in journaling can be an effective tool for this exploration. Write down your core beliefs and the moments when you felt most alive and authentic. This act of introspection will help you establish a clearer understanding of your inner motivations, serving as a guiding star in decision-making. Another critical strategy involves listening to your intuition. Often dismissed as mere instinct or gut feeling, intuition can be one of the most authentic indicators of what aligns with your true self. Practice tuning into your inner voice during decision-making processes. When faced with a choice, ask yourself how each option resonates with your core values and instincts. Over time, strengthening this connection enhances your ability to trust your instincts as you navigate the complexities of life. As you work to develop your inner compass, remember that this journey is deeply personal and ongoing. Embracing your individuality through self-exploration allows you to make decisions that reflect your true essence. In the next lesson, we will explore the importance of silencing self-doubt and taking bold action, equipping you with the tools to confidently follow your inner compass. Take a moment to reflect on your experiences with external validation and how they have shaped your self-perception. Sharing your journey can inspire others on their paths. Engage in the conversation by commenting on your insights, and consider subscribing for more empowering content as we continue this transformative journey together. To effectively strengthen your inner compass, the first essential step is recognizing when you default to seeking external validation. Begin by monitoring your thought patterns and feelings around decision-making processes. Identify situations in which you feel compelled to seek approval from others, whether it's consulting friends about personal choices or altering your opinions to fit in. Keeping a reflective journal can prove invaluable here. Document instances where you felt uncertain or inauthentic as you navigated differing opinions. This practice fosters self-awareness, enabling you to pinpoint behaviors that undermine your internal guidance. A vital mindset shift involves reframing how you perceive feedback and criticism. Rather than viewing external opinions as definitive judgments of your worth or capabilities, approach them as one perspective among many. Understand that feedback can provide valuable insights, but it should not dictate your self-perception or choices. Psychologically, this shift aligns with the concept of cognitive reframing, which emphasizes that one's interpretation of events can be modified to foster resilience. Embracing this perspective allows you to remain anchored in your values, using external input solely as a tool for growth without compromising your self-identity. Engaging in practical exercises can significantly enhance your ability to listen to and trust your inner compass. Start small by committing to daily decision-making moments where you rely on what feels right to you, rather than seeking the opinions of others. For instance, plan a meal or choose an outfit based solely on your preferences without asking for feedback. Reflect on these choices afterward. Consider how it felt to assert your individuality and follow your instincts. As you practice this throughout your daily life, you will cultivate a greater sense of confidence in your decision-making abilities. An illustrative case study involves an entrepreneur who had built her business based on client feedback and market trends. While the business was initially successful, she found herself deeply unhappy and disconnected from her original vision. Realizing this pattern, she decided to take a step back and reassess her values and aspirations for her business. She began to prioritize what she believed mattered: authenticity and creativity over external pressures to conform. By focusing on her core beliefs in her product and marketing strategies, she found renewed passion and connection with her work, and her business flourished as a result. This evolution exemplifies the transformative power of tuning into one's inner compass. Psychological research underscores the importance of developing a strong internal locus of control, which enhances self-efficacy and reduces the dependence on external validation. Studies show that individuals with a robust internal locus of control are more likely to make choices aligned with their true selves, leading to higher overall satisfaction and well-being. By fostering this mindset, you empower yourself to navigate challenges with confidence, using your unique insights and instincts as a guiding force. As you progress on your journey to strengthening your inner compass, remember that this is an ongoing, dynamic process. Expect fluctuations in your confidence, but use them as opportunities for growth and learning. In the next lesson, we will explore how to silence self-doubt and take bold action, which will further reinforce the power of your inner guidance. Take time to reflect on your experiences in nurturing your inner compass. Your insights could profoundly influence others on their journeys. Engage with this content by commenting on your perspectives and consider subscribing for further enriching, empowering lessons that support your path to self-discovery and authenticity. Lesson 10. Silence self-doubt and take bold action. What if the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the voice of self-doubt echoing in your mind? The journey towards personal empowerment is one marked by confronting and silencing that internal critic, allowing you to take bold action towards your goals. This lesson delves into the psychological and emotional roots of self-doubt, highlighting how it often stems from a dependency on others, validation, and offers the tools you need to break free from its constraints. Self-doubt is a pervasive emotional experience that affects many individuals, often arising from a fear of failure or rejection. Psychologically, this fear can manifest when you attach your self-worth to the approval of others. Throughout life, we receive messages, sometimes overt, other times subtle, that shape our beliefs about our abilities. These experiences can create a fragile sense of self, leading individuals to question their skills and decisions. As they seek affirmation from external validation, they may become trapped in a cycle where self-doubt dictates their actions, weakening their confidence and hindering their potential. Consider a young writer who struggles to submit her work to publishers. Despite understanding that her writing is strong, she constantly hesitates, fearing rejection or negative critique. Each time she contemplates sending out her manuscript, the voice of self-doubt creeps in, questioning her talent and worthiness as a writer. As a result, she keeps her work hidden, allowing the fear of judgment to stifle her passion. This scenario highlights the powerful hold that self-doubt can exert, transforming aspirations into unfulfilled dreams. In the workplace, self-doubt can have equally debilitating effects. Imagine a talented employee who has innovative ideas but refrains from sharing them in meetings. Paralyzed by the fear of judgment from colleagues, she convinces herself that her contributions are unworthy or won't be well received. This behavior not only diminishes her visibility within the organization, but also limits the potential impact of her unique insights. By allowing self-doubt to dictate her actions, she risks stifling her career growth and professional satisfaction. The emotional cost of self-doubt is significant, often leading to chronic anxiety and a diminished sense of self-worth. Psychological research supports the connection between self-doubt and negative emotional well-being, indicating that individuals who grapple with incessant self-doubt are more likely to experience increased stress and lower satisfaction in both personal and professional realms. Recognizing and addressing self-doubt is crucial for fostering resilience and confidence. One of the most effective strategies for silencing self-doubt is to confront it directly. Begin by identifying the specific thoughts that fuel your self-doubt. Are these beliefs rooted in past experiences or external feedback? Acknowledge their presence but challenge their validity. Reframe your internal dialogue by incorporating positive affirmations. For example, remind yourself of past accomplishments and the skills that underpin your abilities. This deliberate reaffirmation reinforces a positive self-image, allowing you to counter the insidious nature of self-doubt. Taking small, bold actions is also a powerful way to combat self-doubt. Start by setting achievable goals that push you slightly beyond your comfort zone. When you experience success, however small, acknowledge it as a validation of your abilities. This positive reinforcement will gradually build your confidence and decrease the grip of self-doubt over time. A compelling case study illustrates this concept. A professional who consistently second-guessed their decisions began implementing a practice of making small commitments. Each time he followed through, he documented the positive outcomes in a journal. Over time, his growing portfolio of successes became a robust counter-narrative to his self-doubt, leading him to take bolder risks and ultimately achieve career advancement. As you silence self-doubt and take brave steps toward your goals, remember that the journey is ongoing and requires continuous effort. In the next lesson, we will explore the vital practice of redefining success on your own terms, further empowering you on your path to authenticity. Reflect on your experiences with self-doubt, as sharing your insights can foster connection and inspiration within our community. Join the conversation by commenting on your thoughts, and consider subscribing for more empowering insights as we navigate this transformative journey together. To effectively silence self-doubt and gain the confidence to take bold action, you must first recognize the specific behaviors that perpetuate this cycle of self-criticism. Start by engaging in self-reflection to identify the triggers that elicit your self-doubting thoughts. Keep a journal where you document situations in which you hesitate to act due to self-doubt. Note your emotional responses and any recurring negative thoughts that arise during these moments. This practice increases your self-awareness and allows you to pinpoint patterns in your thinking, offering valuable insights into the underlying fears driving your self-doubt. Alongside self-awareness, cultivating a mindset shift is paramount. Understand that self-doubt is most often a fear-based response rather than an accurate reflection of your abilities. By reframing how you perceive challenges, you can transform self-doubt into a catalyst for growth. Embrace the idea that uncertainty and discomfort are part of the learning process. Psychological research underscores this perspective. Individuals who adopt a growth mindset tend to view setbacks as opportunities for self-improvement rather than indications of failure. This shift enables you to approach situations with courage, allowing your actions to align with your true potential. Integrating actionable exercises into your daily routine can further reinforce your ability to silence self-doubt. Begin by practicing exposure therapy for your fears. Identify one small action that you have been avoiding due to self-doubt and commit to taking that step within a set time frame. For example, if you hesitate to present your ideas in meetings due to fear of criticism, challenge yourself to share at least one idea in the next meeting. Document your feelings before and after taking this action, reflecting on any changes in your confidence level. Over time, these small victories accumulate, helping to build momentum against the hold of self-doubt. A real-life case study showcases the impact of these strategies. A young sales professional faced persistent self-doubt that resulted in missed opportunities and low performance. To combat this, he adopted a two-pronged approach. First, he kept a record of his successes, however minor, celebrating each win as evidence of his capabilities. Second, he set a goal to initiate conversations with at least 3 new clients each week. Initially uncomfortable, he persevered through the discomfort, documenting his progress. Over time, the accumulation of small successes led to not only improved sales but also a remarkable boost in his self-esteem. This transformation exemplifies the power of taking bold action in the face of self-doubt. Psychological research supports these methods, illustrating that individuals who actively challenge their fears and systematically expose themselves to discomfort develop greater resilience over time. This resilience is rooted in the acknowledgement that growth is often preceded by discomfort, and that each step taken, no matter how small, empowers you to overcome self-imposed limitations. As you embark on this journey of silencing self-doubt, remember that progress is an ongoing process. Some days will be more challenging than others, but each effort contributes to building a stronger, more confident version of yourself. In the next lesson, we will explore how to redefine success on your own terms, freeing you from societal pressures that dictate what it means to achieve. Take time to reflect on your experiences with self-doubt and share your insights. Your journey can inspire others grappling with similar challenges. Engage with this learning community by commenting on your thoughts, and consider subscribing for more transformative content as we continue to navigate this path towards self-empowerment together. Lesson 11. Redefine success on your own terms. What if the key to fulfillment lies not in society's definition of success, but in a deeper understanding of what truly matters to you? Redefining success is a transformative journey that empowers you to align your life with your authentic self, fostering a sense of purpose and satisfaction. This lesson will delve into the psychological and emotional dynamics that often bind individuals to traditional success metrics, revealing how these metrics may stifle true personal growth. The pursuit of external validation often forces individuals to conform to societal standards of success, which can lead to distress and disillusionment. From an early age, many of us are taught that success is synonymous with status, wealth, and prestige. These messages can shape our belief systems, driving us to measure our worth against the achievements that society deems valuable. The result is a superficial understanding of success, where personal fulfillment is sacrificed for the sake of maintaining appearances. This pursuit can foster a relentless cycle of striving, where one achieves a goal only to find that it fails to bring the anticipated happiness or satisfaction. Take, for example, the case of a corporate executive who worked tirelessly to climb the corporate ladder. Despite accumulating a prestigious title, a high salary, and accolades, he struggled with feelings of emptiness and discontent. Initially, he believed that achieving these milestones would grant him a sense of purpose. However, he soon realized that the relentless drive for external validation left him feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from his passions. This experience illustrates how the blind pursuit of societal definitions of success can hinder personal growth and lead to profound dissatisfaction. Similarly, consider a recent college graduate who feels pressured to secure a traditional job in their field of study. Influenced by expectations from family and friends, they prioritize stability and income over personal interests. As they settle into a role that doesn't resonate with their true aspirations, feelings of frustration and anxiety emerge. The conflict between their authentic desires and societal pressures creates a sense of internal turmoil, stemming from the realization that their current path does not align with their vision of success. The emotional consequences of adhering to external definitions of success can be damaging. Individuals may experience chronic stress, anxiety, and burnout, leading to diminished mental health. Research shows that when people attach their self-worth to external achievements, they are less likely to experience overall well-being, as their happiness becomes fluctuating and contingent upon societal approval. Recognizing this cycle serves as a critical step towards reclaiming personal agency and understanding that success is deeply subjective. To begin redefining success on your own terms, start by engaging in self-reflection. Take the time to identify what truly matters to you. Consider your values, passions, and long-term aspirations. Reflect on moments in your life when you felt genuinely fulfilled, regardless of societal benchmarks. What elements contributed to those feelings? Keeping a journal can be instrumental in this process, allowing you to articulate your thoughts and clarify your perspective on success. Shifting your mindset is equally important. Embrace the idea that success need not be defined by external markers, but can instead reflect personal contentment and alignment with your values. By internalizing this concept, you can liberate yourself from the constraints of societal expectations and build a more meaningful definition that resonates with your unique identity. As you navigate this journey of redefining success, remember that progress takes time and effort. In the next lesson, we will explore how to stay unaffected and thrive in any space, providing you with tools to confidently pursue your newly defined version of success. Reflect on your experiences with traditional definitions of success. Your insights may inspire others on their path to personal fulfillment. Engage with this community by sharing your perspectives and consider subscribing for more empowering content as we collectively seek to understand and redefine what success means to each of us. To effectively redefine success on your own terms, the first step is recognizing behaviors that perpetuate the adherence to external standards. Begin by developing a keen awareness of instances when you find yourself measuring your worth against societal expectations. Acknowledge the triggers that prompt these feelings, whether it's a conversation with a peer, social media comparisons, or pressure from family and friends. Keeping a journal to track these instances can be immensely beneficial. Document your emotions and thoughts when you feel compelled to judge your achievements through the lens of external validation. This practice cultivates self-awareness, allowing you to identify patterns and engage in reflection regarding the pressures you internalize. Mindset shifts are essential in your journey to redefining success. Challenge the ingrained belief that success must mimic the paths of others or fit a conventional mold. To foster this new perspective, begin by exploring what authenticity means to you. Reflect on your personal values, passions, and the activities that elicit genuine joy. Psychological research suggests that having a strong sense of personal values correlates with greater life satisfaction and resilience. By grounding your idea of success in your authentic self, rather than external criteria, you can cultivate a more meaningful definition that resonates with your unique experiences and aspirations. Actionable exercises will further support your process of redefining success. Start by creating a personal success manifesto, articulating what success means to you and the goals that align with these ideals. Include specific aspects of your life that you wish to prioritize, whether it's nurturing relationships, pursuing creative endeavors, or achieving work-life balance. By documenting these intentions, you establish a clear framework that prioritizes your version of success over societal expectations. Make it a point to review this manifesto regularly, adjusting it as needed to reflect growth and evolving aspirations. Engage with the idea of setting mini-successes, which are smaller, manageable goals that contribute to your broader aims. For instance, if your redefined success involves greater creativity, set a goal to engage in a creative activity, such as painting, writing, or cooking, once a week. Celebrate these mini-successes, recognizing how they align with your newly established definition of success. This approach not only cultivates motivation but also reinforces a sense of achievement that is both authentic and fulfilling. A relatable case study exemplifies the transformative power of redefining success. A young woman with a lucrative corporate job felt unfulfilled, despite outward appearances of success. Upon reflection, she realized her passion lay in community service and helping underprivileged youth. Encouraged by friends, she began volunteering at a local nonprofit organization. Through this new lens, she gradually transitioned her career to focus on social work, ultimately finding fulfillment and joy in the very definition of success she had crafted for herself. Her story highlights how aligning career paths with personal values can lead to profound satisfaction. Research in psychology underscores the importance of aligning one's life with personal values to foster emotional well-being. Studies indicate that individuals who pursue goals reflective of their authentic selves report higher levels of happiness and fulfillment. A compelling argument for redefining success on your own terms. As you progress on this journey of self-discovery, remember that defining success is an ongoing process that will evolve with you. In the next lesson, we will explore how to stay unaffected by external pressures and thrive in any environment, providing you with essential tools for maintaining your newly defined understanding of success. Reflect on your own journey and how you've approached success. Your experiences can provide guidance and inspiration to others. Join the conversation by sharing your insights and consider subscribing for continued valuable content that empowers your path toward true fulfillment. Lesson 12. Stay unaffected and thrive in any space. What if the true measure of your potential lies not in the opinions of others, but in your ability to remain grounded in your self-worth? Learning to stay unaffected by external influences is a critical skill that empowers individuals to thrive in any environment, regardless of the noise surrounding them. This lesson delves into the psychological and emotional reasons behind the need for validation, and provides tools for fortifying your resilience against external judgments. The quest for external validation often stems from a deeply ingrained need for acceptance and approval. Psychologically, this behavior originates from childhood experiences, where praise from parents, teachers, and peers shaped our self-perception. As individuals internalize these societal norms, the fear of rejection becomes a significant factor in decision-making. Consequently, those who center their identities around the approval of others may find themselves feeling perpetually unsettled and reliant on external affirmations. The emotional burden of this dependency can lead to anxiety and self-doubt, complicating one's ability to navigate various life situations with confidence. Take, for instance, the scenario of a recent college graduate entering the workforce. Eager to impress their new colleagues, they find themselves altering their opinions and behavior to fit in. The pressure to conform causes significant tension as they overanalyze every interaction in an attempt to solicit positive feedback. This dependence on external approval creates a cycle of anxiety, ultimately hindering the individual from expressing their authentic self. In this case, the fear of judgment and the desire to be liked overshadow their ability to thrive professionally. In social settings, the same dynamic can unfold. Imagine someone who feels compelled to agree with their friends' opinions, fearing that disagreement will lead to social exclusion. This behavior, while intended to foster connection, often results in internal conflict and emotional exhaustiveness. Living in such a way can diminish one's self-esteem over time, as individuals struggle to reconcile their true beliefs with the need for validation. Without realizing it, they become chameleons, adapting to those around them at the expense of their personal identity and well-being. The emotional consequences of remaining tethered to others' perceptions are profound. Studies in psychology reveal that individuals who remain excessively concerned about external validation exhibit heightened levels of stress and are more likely to develop mental health issues. By learning to detach from the opinions that shape their environment, individuals can reclaim their agency and achieve a sense of inner peace that fosters true growth. To cultivate the ability to stay unaffected by outside judgment, it is essential to practice mindfulness and self-acceptance. Start by incorporating mindfulness exercises into your daily routine. These practices can help ground you in the present moment and foster self-awareness. When you encounter situations where validation from others feels paramount, take a moment to pause and reflect on your feelings. Acknowledge that your self-worth does not hinge on external acceptance. This simple act can create a powerful shift in how you respond to the world around you. Another powerful tool for detachment involves developing a strong personal affirmation practice. Begin each day with positive affirmations that reinforce your self-worth and individuality. Phrases such as, "I am enough as I am," or "my value is inherent and does not depend on others," can serve as potent reminders of your strength and uniqueness. Repeating these affirmations in moments of doubt can help drown out the external noise and bolster your resilience. As you embark on this journey toward remaining unaffected and thriving in your environment, understand that you hold the key to your self-worth. In our next lesson, we will explore further techniques for maintaining this sense of self in the face of external pressures, solidifying your ability to rise above societal expectations. Reflect on your experiences with external validation and how they influence your self-image. Sharing your insights can provide encouragement to others. Engage with the community by commenting on your understandings, and consider subscribing for additional empowering content that supports you in evolving toward your best self. To effectively maintain your sense of self and thrive in any space, the first step is recognizing the moments when you feel influenced by others' opinions. Begin by actively observing your thoughts and behaviors in social and professional settings. When do you find yourself adjusting your opinions, suppressing your voice, or yielding to group pressure? Keeping a journal dedicated to these observations can provide clarity and help you track the instances that elicit a need for approval. Document your feelings in these situations, noting how they impact your self-perception and decision-making. Through this practice, you can identify patterns that indicate where you might be compromising your authenticity. A critical mindset shift is essential in this journey. Challenge the belief that approval from others is necessary for validation. Instead, cultivate an internal locus of control by understanding that your worth is inherent and not dictated by external validation. Shift your focus from seeking approval to cultivating self-acceptance. Emphasize that recognition of your capabilities and self-value should come from within. Research shows that individuals who operate from an internal locus of control are generally more resilient and adaptable, leading to greater life satisfaction. Embracing this mindset allows you to act according to your principles without being swayed by the thoughts of others. Implementing actionable exercises can significantly bolster your ability to stay unaffected by external influences. Begin by setting specific goals aimed at expressing your truth, regardless of potential judgments from others. For example, if you typically remain quiet during meetings, commit to sharing at least one idea per session. When you do, take note of your emotional responses and the outcome. Reflect on how it feels to assert your ideas confidently. The cumulative effect of these small acts of bravery builds confidence, reinforcing your ability to thrive without seeking validation from those around you. Real-life examples can demonstrate the power of this approach. Consider a woman who spent years in a career path that didn't align with her passions due to societal expectations. She often found herself agreeing with her colleagues about projects she had little interest in to secure approval. Through self-discovery, she realized that her true passion lay in environmental conservation. Choosing to leave her corporate job, she began volunteering for a local nonprofit organization dedicated to wildlife preservation. This transition required her to silence the doubts and judgments that arose from friends and family who questioned her decision. By staying true to her values, she found fulfillment and a renewed sense of purpose, highlighting the importance of authenticity in fostering personal happiness. Psychological research supports these strategies, revealing that individuals who prioritize authenticity and self-acceptance tend to exhibit lower levels of anxiety and depression. By focusing on your personal aspirations and distancing yourself from external expectations, you reinforce your sense of purpose and identity. Cultivating a supportive network that reinforces your values is equally essential. Surround yourself with people who appreciate you for who you are, rather than for societal norms you may conform to. This environment nurtures positive reinforcement, encouraging your journey toward authenticity. As you work on remaining unaffected and thriving in any environment, remember that this is an evolving process requiring practice and perseverance. By acknowledging your worth, setting boundaries, and embracing your true self, you create a foundation for resilience in the face of external judgment. Engage with your thoughts and insights. Reflecting on your experiences can deepen your understanding while inspiring those around you. Sharing your journey fosters community and reinforces the belief that authenticity and self-acceptance can coexist harmoniously with the broader world around you. In conclusion, this journey through unaffected success, stop needing approval to achieve your dreams, has equipped you with essential tools to break free from the cycle of seeking validation and embrace your authentic self. We explored the psychological roots of approval-seeking behaviors, the importance of building unshakable self-confidence, and the transformative power of redefining success on your own terms. Each lesson has served to empower you to trust your inner compass, silence self-doubt, and cultivate an identity that thrives irrespective of external pressures. As you step forward into a life defined by your values and aspirations, remember that true fulfillment lies within, waiting for you to claim it. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this content and invest in your personal growth. Your journey toward authenticity matters, and every step you take brings you closer to your dreams. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share your thoughts in the comments, and consider subscribing to our channel for more insightful content designed to support your journey to success and self-discovery. Together, let's continue empowering each other to live unapologetically and authentically.